Hello viewers, welcome once again to my new screencast. Today I will present and demonstrate a new screencast number 28. In this screenshot I will focus on on the on the on the breaking the one monolithic application to the microservice applications. In the previous screenshot I already discussed about how our Grails and Groovy based web applications, this application was a little bit monolithic. We tried to modularize these applications. This is the 27th of screencast, and it was the Groovy Grail based, and this application had almost 42 domain classes or domain objects, and it's a little bit monolithic, and this application had basically four parts. That means as a city planner or city engineers, they have the different department, like the plot management department and building management department and floor management department and unit management department. And that's why they are asking me to break this application and put it for specific modules for these applications. That means is a little bit monolithic application. We try to put them as a microservice applications, and that's why we are trying to break this application and put it to some microservices or Microsoft API. Then later they can start the web developments, and that's why we try to make a new screencast for 28. And this application was a backend server was Postgres and MySQL, and there's another version was NoSQL based MongoDB server. So please, the application name is look like Urban Development and Control Management Systems. I did the screencast 27th. Please go there and watch in detail what is there. So this is our 28 screenshot, and this is screencast, and this will be the solution for non-SQL based, and I try to illustrate here the Elastic based microservice or RESTful API development and testing and external configuration and deployments. The external means for this case we use Spring Boot profiling concepts. So that means when your development is done in development environments, and you did your test in development, and you configure your application and deploy to application into different environments. So that means you need your backend server for migrate from dev to test to QA to productions, and then you need your application to integrate or to configure or to deploy your jar into the different environments. And after that, the web developer can call it and integrate their web framework or web whatever it is GSP or JSP or a simple HTML or JavaScript. They can call it and communicate it, because it's a HTTP protocol based RESTful web services. And this is the diagrams to explain how the backend developer and the web developer communicate each of them among them. And if you are in the small company, then you will be responsible for the whole development stack. I mean the full stack developer. So you have to develop your back services, you have to prepare your backend, and then you have to integrate your services to the front end developer. So a lot of viewers and subscriber notice me, then they need some theoretical background how the web service and web API is a theoretical background. So I did the study, and I try to explain a little bit here how the technology works and how the processes works. Was the background, the abstract background was the protocol we are using, and was the next is coming soon, and that's why so the service oriented architecture is a very it's an abstract design pattern. That's design pattern to communicate the service to services and applications to application through protocols. So we have two protocols. We have SOAP protocol SOAP protocols, and then the HTTP protocols. So SOAP protocols means it's a communication via the XML, and HTTP protocols like the RESTful, and its communication will be done by as a format by XML or JSON or plain text, or there's a lot of formats for with that one. So they see so SOA is started, and is a SOA as a web service as a technology of SOA. We can say the web service and the web APIs are a technology and concept of SOA. So I will put the next screencast about detail what's the difference and what's the application, how can we categorize or how can you segregate or differentiate between web services and web APIs. And I will make a new screencast with that one based on that one. So you see that there's a lot of APIs, and very beginning Java web service development APIs, and the beginning it was the Axis 2 and 1 and 2, and then after that after a couple of, it was the very beginning of 2010, 7 and 10, I think so. Axis is popular nowadays, part of JAX-WS 2 popular, and the two technology is based on the SOAP protocol. That means, and you say you have two implementation, RPC style implementation and document style implementation. You see this is the format of the message or for communications. And then this is the JAX-RS. This is the most latest technology nowadays. Every developer or every companies or every projects, they are trying to put it really JAX based, JAX-RS based web services or web APIs. It's REST web, and this has two implementation, and REST easy and Xerxes. And this is that you see there's a lot of format to the communication. So XML, JSON, text, HTML, and so on and so forth. So that's the most popular one. So for us, we have a lot of implementation for the SOAP and the JAX-RS. For this, the customer, and they're asking me to provide them the microservices, web services for to breaking this monolithic application to the microservice application as REST services. That means, and for that case, we use the Spring REST services. Now is a question: when should we use the REST and Spring REST? This is the big questions, and the client asking us, okay, it's our decisions, but we did our discussions, we did our research, and then we find out that okay, JAX-RS is a little bit older if you are really in Java based, and then if you are in the Spring in platform, or you use the day-to-day Spring, then it's better way to use or to integrate or to use the REST Spring REST service, REST technology or concept of the implementation of RESTful API or RESTful web services. So you see the difference between the Spring annotations and JAX-RS annotations is simply the annotated difference, but in Spring is the most popular and most effective to implement, and there is a specific implementation and a specific advantage or benefit for over the JAX-RS. But in the Spring REST, in behind the scene, they are using the JAX-RS protocol over specifications. That's the idea of the Spring extension. So for our implementation, we use the Spring REST concept by Spring REST technology. So here is our just like theoretical idea, the Spring Data and Spring REST. You see the SQL based databases like JPA. So then you see the Postgres here, MySQL, his Oracle, and so on, or DB2 or something like that. And this is the JPA specifications, and then you can use also the JPA and to implement your microservices or your web APIs based on upon this technology. For us, we here in this case we use non-SQL database. You see that there's different non-SQL, MongoDB and Cassandra, Redux, Gamefire, Neo4j, Elasticsearch, and Neo4j. Sorry, here's 2 times, and Kushboost. So for this case, we try to implement the RESTful based on